Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Aries November 2022 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. And today we're going to take 5 cards. This is the Lovers. I've had the great pleasure of doing some clairvoyant readings for many of you Aries over the last month, and if you'd be interested, just have a look at the information that's in the description below. Now, what are we going to do here? There's the Lovers. There's the 8 of Wands. Here we have the Chariot. See what else there is in store, eh? Well, it's starting to get a bit cooler now, isn't it? In the Northern Hemisphere, warming up. Time for me to go surfing again. In the Southern Hemisphere, there's the 7 of Discs. And finally, number 5 is this card. The 10 of Cups. Marvellous. Well, why don't you come down now? Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Okay, let's look first at the first card that you drew, which is the Lovers, otherwise known mystically by me as the children of the voice divine, the oracle of the mighty gods. Look, the meaning of this card, I think, is about, it centers around the reconciliation of opposites, really. There is here a great Gemini influence, and Gemini is very expansive. It fills up every space. So I think your interests are going to go into all sorts of areas at this time. It is Mercury ruling Gemini, with Dragon's Head, or that north node of the moon, exalted. Now, there's an attraction here. You will find that you are going to be very sexually attractive to other people during this time, and I'm sure you'll know what to do about that. But there's also approaching people approaching you, and you going towards people, and a deep connection here. There is, in a sense, a union of opposites through love, and becoming conscious through relationship. Also choices here for you, partnerships, a sense of being at the crossroads, I think, at some time. You may well find that you are going into a project or a business with other people. Now, this could be in the workplace, or it could be in a social setting. Now, somebody here is going to be falling in love. Certainly, commitment is going to raise its head as an issue here. Commitment. Is somebody making a proper commitment to you? There is maybe the choice between two lovers. I think you need to look at all angles before making a decision about something. You may well find that you are a mediator or a peacemaker, where people come to you to sort out their problems. And there is the need here for you to look at harmony in all of your relationships. I really do have the sense here for you that there is the need to make a major life choice on the direction ahead of you. Now, it may not seem that it is a major life choice at the time, but you will look back at this period in, say, 12 months' time, and you'll say to yourself, aha, I remember what happened then, and that explains what is going on now. Now, that choice, I have to say, is something which is going to be for your benefit. Now, I also see here that there could well be a mutual physical attraction, a sexual connection, but this is a major arcana card, so I don't think that that is going to be something which is short-term or casual. It may, in fact, blossom into something much more. Now, you having drawn this card may indicate a wonderful and exciting love relationship, or the deepening of a current relationship. Now, I have to give you the bad as well as the good, of course, for my own integrity's sake, but there are some relationships which are going to end at this time. There are new methods for personal growth and integration of your own opposing aspects, and they present themselves to you as you turn towards and interact with a partner or with a group. But say to yourself, I am now ready to meet the fulfilling situations, people, and events that I have always longed for. I enjoy working with people of all ages, and I have inherent people skills. I am emotionally sure about what I need or don't need, or want or don't want in a relationship. Now, there was another major arcana around, so we should deal with that. Actually, they follow on each other numerically as well. The 7. Well, let's have a look at this, shall we? And have a look at it. Do you know willing is not enough? You must also do. Now, the Chariot, for me, is very central to the understanding of the Tarot. It is a symbol or a map of the soul, of God, of the universe. Now, 7. Well, 7s have always been a magical and shamanistically profound number. It is the number of the wandering stars, as they are called. That is, those planets which can be seen by the naked eye. And they are, of course, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury. The Sun and the Moon are included among planets. So the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Out beyond that, then we need to use telescopes. Now, if we look at the body of the charioteer, it is threefold. A black, dark bottom, that part covered in flesh and earth, the exposed soul of the heart in the middle, and the radiant sun of the mind. Now, the wolves, I would imagine, are the fourfold earth, the cardinal directions, the 4 directions we can move our arms and legs with, and we interact with reality with them. They also represent the 4 elements. Now, in control of the chariot of your soul, go with your free will and do your purpose in life. Keep an open heart and know you are in control of your own journey. Now, this energy here, placed where it is in the center, speaks to me dramatically of a new beginning, a change for the good, maybe some introspection and looking inside of yourself. But it is representing triumph in the face of adversity, overcoming problems. And I think the success that you have will come with little or no support from other people. You might also find that you are coming to the aid of somebody else. This is a particularly good energy, the child of the power of the waters, the lady of the triumph of light, victory over adversity. Now, I think you have come through something of a difficult period, but you are overcoming it. And, as I say, it is not enough to will, but to do. You will have the courage to act. It's not enough to have the intention. You need to put the intention into practice. And certainly there is success here over previous negative patterns. There's a focus on self-discipline, I think, here. Maybe some period, just like before, carrying over from the lovers of rest and contemplation. Certainly moving forward towards higher goals, but remaining centered. And as there is a Cancer element here, the shell of the crab protects the shell. Well, this is a time where you should move forward, but also protect yourself. Now, placed where it is with these other cards around it, I think that this can refer to imminent new beginnings. It points perhaps to a journey or the start of some new phase, a relationship, a living situation, a job, some new phase of your life. Now, nothing should be decided hastily. Everything requires exact examination, and preparation. But once all the groundwork is done, the new start should not be put off unnecessarily, because everything here points towards favorable developments. Now, this new start, I think, will leave behind the boring routine of daily life. Inspiration and ideas will abound and expand your areas of activity. You are now in a position to engage successfully in many different activities. This variety of activity will enrich and stimulate you. But despite all the bustle, your highest goal will not be forgotten. The road on which the chariot stands is, in a sense, paved for you with golden stones. This is the royal path travelled by every spiritual seeker in search of self-knowledge and inner transformation. I think that the oncoming change promises to lead to a positive phase in your life, so ready yourself, put your affairs in order, and examine the possibilities. I think you are going to leave a lot behind. What areas of your life will be changing? Are you ready to ring out the old and ring in the new? Seek or create for yourself a loving, secure environment. There you can plan the change or journey. I have to say, I think your body also needs attention and activity now. But say this to yourself: I motivate others positively. I am a responsible person, and I am responsible for what I cause. I accomplish things well and with ease. I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning. Now, turning down now to this Seven of Discs, it's so interesting that it is abutting it. You know, the position of cards really does have a real impact on what it is that they mean and how they operate and interact with one another. Now, the Seven of Discs, there's a lot of Cancer dripping into this as well. For me, the Seven of Discs is memory. It is, in a sense, the chariot itself and the physical body when describing the spectrum of the soul and the earth itself, or the physical universe when describing the universe. And it takes on the aspects of physical being, mountains, an eclipsed sun, that is the sun and the moon, the symbols of the 7 planets, as you can see there, fire, air, water, and earth, all poetically laid down into a single being, walking forth in time, causing storms and lightning and sparks as the feet hit the ground. This is the artist, I suppose, who creates the physical world from the material of chaos, beautiful and dark time, and you become the creator of your life, creating meaning and order from the chaos you were born into and surrounded by. Now, there is an interesting astrology which is associated with this card, where it is placed underneath the lovers there and beside the chariot, and that is of Saturn ruling the 3rd decan of Taurus, that 11th to the 20th of May. Well, Saturn, as you will no doubt have heard, is often perceived as being slow-moving and restricting, and Taurus is a plodding, fixed earth sign, and together they can bring about some form of stagnation. So it may well be that during this period there is some restriction involved in things that you are seeking to do, a hesitation in beginning things. But remember, it is not enough to will, it is to act which is important. And you may fear that there are insurmountable obstacles, or have a fear of failing. This fear of making mistakes might touch business or financial situations, your physical conditions or health. You may see apparently insurmountable obstacles in front of you and believe you will not be able to jump these hurdles with the first try. Terrible images rise up threateningly. You tend to draw back, resigned, and limit your actions to the old and familiar ways of dealing with problems. But this is not what you should do. It's possible there could be delays in payments, and I think that the results that you are looking for at this time may not come about immediately, but rather there's going to be slow and steady growth. It could be that you feel that your ability, in that you are in a sense working through a dry spell. Really, your ability to deal with things may be blocked by what for you are dire and fearful expectations. But just step back and analyze things, and you will see it is not the end of the world or the end of your plans. Do you know, for me, the presence of Saturn in the astrology here, and the card is Saturn in Taurus, well, Saturn partly gives rise to fear, and fear is a big factor in hesitation and in delaying your recovery from things that have gone wrong. Now, I will say this, though. If you have been trying with someone in a relationship setting and you are not getting what you need from it despite all the effort that you have been putting in, then I think maybe it's time to cut your losses. Your ability to deal with things could be blocked by heavy and fearful expectations, but put them aside, because you must look at their content and quality carefully. Really ask yourself, what areas of your life worry you the most? There is a book of the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible called the Book of Psalms, and I'm pretty sure it's Psalm 18 verse 47, which says, "The Lord lives, blessed is my rock, exalted be God, my deliverer." Well, I'm not selling religion, but I will say this, that meditating on that scriptural verse, Psalms 18:47, it will banish the remnants of evil from your life. The light of the name of the Lord there will deactivate negative energy and cleanse your environment. And say this to yourself, I have the courage to believe that all that happens in my life serves for the best. I am willing to release all that is not serving me in my life. And I don't think that you're going to hang around wallowing in any fears here. Rather, you are going to act, and you're going to act quite quickly. And that's because of the energy that's associated with this card, which is sitting above the Ten of Cups, and also touching upon that Chariot. Now, what can I make of this? Well, I can say this, that art describes that which is vague. Now, the wings of the lion, I think, if you look at them out here, they are the open robes of the magician, exposing his inner core. Having stolen fire from the gods, taken possession of your own soul, the magician rises again like the phoenix, showing you his true form, a blazing star of your full potential, with one foot in time and another in eternity. Now the soul, however, lives in eternity, which counts no time, and so is there all along, carrying you while you slept in the dream world of dual reality. Now the four tails of the phoenix are the four elements. All the elements are here purely and simply like the primary colors, I think. The sleeper and the lion, the hand of a man and the paw of an animal, the spirit and the body. This is the wedding of opposites, and it is the marriage of the time-bound body with the Eternal One, bringing them together, expanding consciousness into both, and all becoming aware of the majestic and powerful self you truly are, your own potential. Now, from the outside, it appears that God is carrying you home, but on the inside, it is you who have become the God, and you carry yourself. This is Mercury ruling the first decan of Sagittarius, the 23rd of November to the 2nd of December. For me, this is the Lord of swiftness. Well, Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury is the planet of communication, and Sagittarius has the swiftness of the arrow. And I think that this is going to produce in you something of a restless intellect. But the 8 here, I also have associated with Mercury mystically. So there's a great degree of intellectual activity going on with you. Now, numerologically, 8 for me also means power, balance, harmony, manifestation, practicality, skill, and most importantly, decision, and decision to act. You will have clear, direct, swift communications and overcome misunderstandings. You'll overcome obstacles. You won't have any fear about getting things done. Events are going to be moving fast for you. Blockages are going to be removed. This card's momentary presence in your mind is going to be banished because opportunities are going to be arriving quickly. A problem which seemed to be insurmountable until now fades meaninglessly into the background because of your clarity. If you overcome the tendency to hesitate and are prepared to call disturbing influences by name, you rob them of their power to restrict and hinder you. You will state your own standpoint openly, directly, and clearly. All hindrances are going to be transformed. Misunderstandings are going to yield to clarity. Now, I think you, by this time, will have found your inner center, and you can present your position with emphasis and openness. I think you can expect to be quite busy during this period because this is a very high energy card. It's also a very short acting energy. So it's one which requires you to take action, see an opportunity, capitalize upon it. And I think that you will quickly complete projects that are underway. But you must determine where your energy is going to be directed, concentrated, and get on with it. Now, the moment has come for you to define where you stand. If you are open and remain centered, all misunderstandings will become cleared. Is there anyone to whom you do not dare to openly state where you stand? Use this opportunity to open yourself up more to those people who mean something to you. And say this to yourself: my openness and self-confidence opens the hearts of those that I love. That takes us finally, I think, to this 10 of Cups. Well, this is an interesting card here. You know, speaking of those scriptural things, there is a book which is in the Christian New Testament called the Book of Revelation. I think it's Revelation chapter 6, verses 3 and 4, which say, when the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, come. Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make men slay each other. To him was given a huge sword. Now, this imagery which is in here is called memento mori. It was important during the Middle Ages up to about the time of the Renaissance as a way of making people to remember that they die. But memento mori, I say memento vivere, remember to live. This is saying that this is a period of your life here where there is going to be great emotional satisfaction for you. Your life will be full of relationship. There may be the need to reconfigure existing relationships to get more out of them, but you are going to be successful in your endeavors. and the emotional blessings that come, well, from wherever they come, depending on your view, will be there for you. That's the way it is. A fascinating spread of cards. I'm sure you will agree with me. And what a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. Gee, I might come move into your place if that's okay, because it looks like everything is going to be happening for the good. Well, what we're going to do now, though, of course, is to let that sink in, and I'll see you again next month. But until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.